Hi, this is Cindy with the City of Port Huron Parks and Recreation Department, bringing to you Watercolors with Cindy. This is going to be a 4-part series. The first 3 will be focused on technique, and then the last one we'll put it all together in a collage. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start with our tracing paper and our copies. You got a kit up at the McMorran Center, and in it you have this nice copy of either you had a fish and a butterfly on here. I'm going to use the fish, and we're just going to trace this just to start and then set it aside. So take out your tracing paper and your copy and one of your plain pieces of paper. You started out, you had about 5 or 6 regular sheets of mixed media art paper and 1 copy paper, which was glossy. So it's going to just be one of the regular ones. You'll be able to tell because there's a gloss on one side and then the other side has some print on it. So with the mixed media art paper, you're going to go ahead and put that down first. Put your tracing paper down, and it comes with a piece of tissue paper underneath it to protect the surface that has the actual graphite on it. It gets kind of messy, so you can just set that aside. The tracing paper and set that down on top of your paper, and then your copy you're going to put right over that. So you've got a stack of 3: copy, your tracing paper, and your mixed media art paper. Try to keep it up as close as you can on the vertical side. That way you'll have the extra room down below on this paper to do another technique. Grab your pencil and just trace it. We'll be using this later towards the end to finish off the collage. Okay, so pick the 2 sheets up, and underneath you've got your tracing of the fish. And same thing goes with the butterfly. You wanted to do the butterfly, and if you wanted to do the little bee, you could do that too. If you wanted to make copies of this, that's free for you to do also. And you could use the actual copy that you made for later instead of just using your tracing. I'll put all those aside. Take out another piece of your regular mixed media art paper, and we're going to get your crayon, your white crayon. This is a Crayon Resist technique that we're going to do next. Basically, we're going to try to use up just half of the space, so I'm going to work up on the top portion of this, and I'm going to just make some lines. You really can't see what I'm drawing probably, but you can follow the crayon. If you want to, I'm just putting like little lines in here it's going to actually resist the watercolor that we put on here, the paint. So just kind of go all over on that top half. Remember, keeping that empty at the bottom. So I just felt like doing little X's and lines like this just for a different look. You could do little circles, you could do squiggles, you could do little, just a squiggle all over the place, whatever you want. I just kind of wanted to do this today because I felt a little square. Here's just some dots going around. And when you put the watercolor down, it's going to show through. You'll be able to see it all. All right. And we've got our watercolors here. Okay, that does that, just throw it on the side. All right, we've got our flat tipped paintbrush, and I've just got a regular cottage cheese cup filled with some water. It's about halfway full. Get that brush a little wet, and then I've got the lid just to mix the paint on it if I need to. You'll see we'll use that too. So I got the brush wet, and I'm going to pick up a color. Got my paper towel right next to me so that I can clean off the brush. It's gonna look something like this when we're done. So let's see what we get. I'm going to use some green. Just get right in there. And you can start seeing the shapes that I made with the crayon. I'll pick up some water and add that to it so it kind of spreads it around. Get some more green in there. A little wet on wet right there in the middle. That makes it a little bit lighter and a softer look. So that. Then when you're cleaning your brush, wipe off the color that you just had. That'll pull out some of it. That way your water doesn't get muddy so quick. Then I'm just getting it wet in here. Rinsing it off and then cleaning it. Now you see that before there was a little bit of paint, and now there isn't. Get your brush wet again and pick up another color. Go with yellow and kind of want to go back and forth on that. Pick up a little bit of water. I'm going to go over here. Add that. It's going to blend in with the green a little. Pick up some more yellow and put it right into that wet spot there. It's going to flow a little bit more. Okay. Oops. Wipe off the brush. Rinse it, dry it, clean. Pick up a little more water. I'm going to go to some blue now. Get blue over here. That can blend in with the yellow there. Make a little bit of green. Oops, I picked up the wrong color. Get some more blue. It's okay if you kind of mix up your colors once in a while. Just try to keep them as clean as you can. They'll last longer. Get it wet a little because I want a little wet area again. Pick up some more green. A little green. Wipe that off. Get a little blue in here. Kind of have an aqua color. Look at that. So Get the idea. You can use the side of your brush to make a smaller line, or you can use the fat part to make a wider line. Alright, I'm going to pick up some more yellow in here just to kind of get the whole paper done here. Get a little green. Make sure you've got your table protected if you're doing this in the kitchen or something. I'm outside, so it's not that bad. I ended up using I've got a cutting board that's clear, and kind of just worked out. Just kind of got to hunt around a little bit and find something that'll work the best if you don't have an actual tablecloth. So that's going to be a little wetter. Blend in on the green, on the yellow. Get some more blue in here. Blue. This whole series is all about experimentation. You're just going to be learning how to just do different things, and then you can focus on what you like the most out of all these things that we're doing here and work on those. So, all right. Just kind of dragging the brush around a little bit now. Blending the colors a little bit, just to have fun. Okay. So that's what that looks like. Next, I'm gonna just turn this around and move that. We've got some glue in the kit, and open it up and just start doing some squiggly lines, kind of vertical. I'm not using a whole lot, kind of a light squeeze on it. The lines are kind of thin. If you want, you can do little swirlies like that. You can kind of do wiggles, and you can do circles. If you've got the flowery scene, these would be good for stems and centers. You could do little lines like that, so it kind of looks like a leaf. All right, so when you're done with this, you can just set that aside. We're going to let it dry and hang on to it for another day. Close up your glue, and there's the glue. That is going to be the Glue Resist technique. The one right below it is the Crayon Resist technique. This is what the glue looks like when it's dry. Not sure if you can see that well, but I put a bunch of squigglies and circles on that one too. Next, we're going to take out the glossy paper, and there's two sides to it. One looks like this. You can see an HP logo on there. The other side is just plain like this. So keeping in mind that you want to do a half of your page, you can either do it vertically and do one half, or do it horizontally and do one half, just like we did last time. This time I'll just turn it, and I'm going to do some We'll do the splatter technique first, or no, we'll do the blowing technique first with the straw. So what we're going to do is mix up some of the paint right on top of our lid. And that's going to go like this. You're going to pick up some color, like a blue, put it right on the lid. And you kind of want it a little runny, because this is going to actually go right onto the paper. You can add water to it. It's going to look like a little puddle of water. Not too runny, but enough to just kind of drip off of this. Add a little more to this one. Okay. So I said we're just going to drop it on here. So here we go. I'm tapping it off. So you got these little dots all over the page. You can see them coming. You can add more if you want. Try to add a little bit of water if you want to get it off to the edge. Okay, I'm good with that. So clean your brush again. Wipe, rinse, wipe, dry. And then clean your palette so it's ready for next time. You just wipe it off with your towel that you've been using. It's going to stain a little, but that's okay. There's pigments in these that make it stay that way. Alright, so this one, we're just going to take the straw and we're going to blow. You can see the little splatters. I'm getting pretty close, probably about an inch to a half inch away from the paper to do this. Kind of gives it an organic look. Alright, we'll try another color with that. Maybe purple. Get the brush wet, pick up some purple, put it in your lid. Might have to rub it around a little bit more just to make sure that it comes out of there. I'm just kind of rubbing this out of here to get it to pick up onto the brush. I can see it seems a little lighter than the blue, so I'm going to add a little water to that. Alright, and then just kind of dump it out again. There. Might need a little more. Okay, we'll try to get a little more on this one. This one was a little trickier. Come on, paint. Definitely a little less cooperative there. add a little more water. We'll see if that'll get her going. All right. There we go. Coming out now. Coming off the brush even, so that's okay. Tap the brush a little bit too. Okay. Gets on the blue, that's okay too. So we'll just spread that around. That'll mix them together, create another color. Clean off your brush. Clean off your palette and blow your paint around. You turn your paper around a little bit so that the lines will go different ways. I'm at a little bit of an angle too when I'm doing this. It's about a 45-degree angle to get it to spread out. So there you go. That's kind of what that looks like. The one I did earlier turned out like this. So depending on how much concentration of the paint that you have in there, you'll get a darker if it's more concentrated, or you'll get a lighter if it's less concentrated. Alright, next we're going to do some splatter painting with the toothbrush. This is a toothbrush we've had. It's an older one. I kind of use it for painting a lot. Toothbrushes are good because you can always hang on to them. They last a long time. I'm just getting it wet. We're going to do something similar to what we did last time. Get the brush wet. Dip it in your colors. I'm going to try a green and a yellow mixture. Pick that up. You pick up a little bit with your brush in the water, your regular brush, and then you just scrub it like you're scrubbing your teeth. So you got a nice green there. Now you're just going to take it and you're going to flick it. Just like that. So you can see all the little splatters everywhere. Yeah, your hand's going to get a little wet. That's why we got the paper towel. That's okay. Make it more concentrated in some areas so it stands out a little more. Kind of want to make it to where your paper's as full as possible. You can add to the other side too. You want to have the colors go together a little bit more when you're doing your collage later. This would help it blend in. Alright, I'm going to wipe off my hands and kind of the same technique to wash off this brush. It's not as easy because it doesn't clean that easily with as the regular brush does. Alright. Clean off the palette. By this time you might need a new piece of paper towel. Just make sure everything's close within your reach so that when we're doing this you can just grab it. You can always pause the video too. Alright, I'm going to get some yellow out of here. Try it this way now. I didn't really like sticking the toothbrush into the paints. Picks up a little more than what we really need. So I got it there. I'm just going to actually wipe this off right on this brush. Clean it off. Dry it. Take the brush, the toothbrush, and rub it, and then spray it. Oh, need a little bit more water there that time. Okay, got that. Here we go. Oh yeah, there's a lot of yellow there. That looks pretty cool. So this is another reason we've got the table cover going on. It's getting a little bit messy here. That's okay, messy's kind of fun. Alright, let's see here. Try one more color really quick, and that color probably blue. Pick that up. Since I'm doing the aqua theme, if you're doing the butterflies, you'd probably want to do some yellows, oranges, and reds, because that's mainly what colors the flowers are around these animals in our nature. Alright, here goes the blue. Might need a little more water. If it's too wet when you pick it out, if it's like drippy, you're gonna spray it off to the side, maybe on your paper towel. I can just do it right outside. If you do this outside, then you're probably really good. Adding a little blue in there. Alright, we'll get some blue flecks up above too. Make all that blend in. Oh yeah. There we go. So I could see some sea life going in there. Clean up your area. And this is what it looks like up close. There's your splatter with the toothbrush technique. And your blowing technique with the straw. We did our glue technique. We've got that sitting off the side to dry. The glue resist, and then we've got the Crayon Resist. So everything's coming together. That's it for this first video. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Please like us on Facebook. Please like this video. You can visit us on Facebook and also at our website. The links are down below.